Good afternoon or good morning, maybe. Hello and welcome to a further webinar about KNX Data Secure. Yeah, my name is Thorsten Reibel from the Building Academy Smart Buildings, and together with us is Jürgen Schilder. And we will share this webinar today, but it's not only a presentation, but also a short demonstration by means of the ETS, how to put KNX Data Secure into practice. What is the agenda for today? What is KNX Secure and what do we need, why do we need KNX Secure? How does KNX Data Secure work? We talk about twisted pair level today. It's also available for the wireless communication, KNX RF, but we are talking about twisted pair. This is the majority of the communication, of course. Then you will see the security features of KNX Data Secure and the commissioning. How does how do you do this finally? And we talk also about these attack scenarios in secured KNX against secured KNX devices, and we'll see that it's really safe now and nothing will happen. Everything can be blocked by KNX Data Secure. Yeah, and Jürgen then will show short demonstrations, the ETS as mentioned, to see how it is implemented finally. So I start with a small introduction. We have KNX Data Secure, what we are talking about today, but we have also KNX Net IP Secure. It has to do with secured communication on the IP level. Remember, we have also KNX IP interfaces or IP router. KNX Net IP protocol is also existing. And about this, we were talking already some 2 years, I think 2 years ago. It's not completely new. Data Secure is neither new, but more and more new products will come now with Data Secure, especially in the ABB range. And we have now the ABB Room Touch 4-inch already with this Data Secure capability. The new Trivion keypads, but also a touch panel is there available, or a display is there available, is also KNX Data Secure. More products will follow in the next future, like our former called Bush Control Touch. Now it will be called KNX App Control Server, and the big range of products around the binary inputs and also shutter and blind actuators coming within this year as well. So it's something for the actual situation, but also for the future with all these new products coming, not only from ABB, but also from our competitors. So what do we need KNX Secure for? Of course, we have digital technologies nowadays, and this offers more and more hacking opportunities. Everything is connected to internet and building automation solutions based on KNX as well, for remote control, for remote programming, for example. And of course, we have to fulfill more and more security demands. Think about hotel projects. There was already in the past a big topic about this. How can you have a secure communication in hotels? And we create also a special solution. But now with KNX Data Secure, it's much more relaxed, let's say. They can really do something and help in this regard. On the law level, let's say, there's also a legislative, let me say, initiative by the European Union called Cyber Resilience Act. What does it mean? Manufacturers of products and digital systems have to follow also certain security rules in terms of communication, in terms of blocking any hacker activities. And this will be more or less mandatory in 2027. And this is also, of course, affecting KNX. And we have to do something here. We do something right now. More and more homes and also other buildings are equipped with building automation, of course, and then there are more risks. Somebody can attack this. And of course, not only in KNX, but especially in KNX, there are a lot of requirements now for safe installation. And this we would like to fulfill with KNX Data Secure. It's a challenge for everybody, both for the planners, for the installer system integrators, but I think with KNX Data Secure, there is some work to do, of course, we will show this today, but finally a very good solution, and we can cover all these requirements now. And as mentioned, we started with this KNX Net IP Secure many years ago already, and now the second and final step is KNX Data Secure for all field devices on twisted pair level mainly, but as mentioned also on wireless on RF level as well in KNX. So here a short overview, and you see on the left side KNX Net IP Secure. So on the IP level, in our case, behind the IP router, IP interface, we have the KNX Net IP level with the Ethernet cable, let's say. And telegrams are wrapped into a secure frame on IP, as mentioned already existing a lot of time, and all the tunneling connections are now secure there. And if you have this solution on IP level, every product has to be secured, otherwise it does not work. That's different from KNX Data Secure. Here we will see it later. You can distinguish between normal telegrams, not safe or not secured, and secure telegrams. You can mix this if you want, so it's not mandatory to do it completely on twisted pair level. So if you want, every typical communication between a sensor and actuator can be secured, but it's not a must. And as mentioned, available for twisted pair and RF multi, or what is multi? It's an actual generation of KNX RF, means also here the secured communication is integrated. Okay, we talk about KNX Data Secure on the communication level, but there are also some other, measures to be taken to have a safe installation, and I would like to show this here. To be honest, you can never make anything 100% perfect or 100% safe. That is not possible, but we can do a lot. And again, with these first measures, you can do already something. What does it mean? Prevent access to any KNX line, if possible, of course. Yeah? If you have no access to a twisted pair cable, it's not so easy to assess it, or more or less impossible. I know that's not always feasible to do, but should be a guideline in your planning of your project. Then if you have access, or it's possible to assess something, you should block the accesses. For example, here in the distribution board by any lockable enclosures, or if you have any push buttons, there are also some options nowadays to avoid that somebody can remove the rocker and then assess the bus coupler and the bus cable as well. Sensitive areas should be put or installed in separate lines if possible. And our philosophy is, for example, not really having any KNX cable outside the building, because outside you cannot monitor everything, and this could be also critical. Yeah, for IP networks, I mentioned already KNX Net IP protocol, but there are other things you can do. Separate dedicated IP network for building automation, so not connected to your normal network, where you have also internet access if not needed. Virtual LAN separation is possible, firewalls, closing ports and internet routers is also an important issue, and using VPN connections. Yeah, all these things are typical measures you could take if we talk about IP connection at all. Yeah, you see here on the right a picture of a hotel. You have here a distribution board with KNX devices, a room master. Okay, this is not so easy to assess, but in this room is also a room temperature controller. On the wall, what does it mean? You can dismantle this and assess finally the bus cable. And this happened exactly, or more or less, not like this, but similar in another hotel around 10 years ago in China, where KNX was installed in the rooms, and the user, the guest, could operate the functions in the room via an iPad and any kind of visualization, whatever it was, so could control easily all these nice features of a KNX room. But this guest found out that also, he could assess via this normal network, also for internet access, that KNX network finally, the KNX IP telegrams, and saw the traffic. And then it's relatively easy to connect any ETS, and at least with a network sniffer, you can see also these telegrams, but finally you connect an ETS via an interface from your laptop, and then you can manipulate something. You could send any traffic on the bus and overload the system, whatever it means. So here was a big mistake to put everything in one network, both the operation of the room and also the KNX Net IP network, let's say. So the KNX telegrams. Of course, this is not good, but finally also this we can overcome by using KNX Data Secure. Yeah, and how does it work? I will hand over now to Jürgen. He will explain everything in details. Jürgen, you can take over now.
Hello and a warm welcome. Jürgen Schilder is speaking. Today I will show you how exactly KNX Data Secure works on twisted pair. For example, how a KNX TP telegram is encrypted and protected, or which security features KNX Data Secure provides. Afterwards I will show you how to work with secure devices in the ETS and why hacker attacks are successfully prevented. Finally, I give you a practical demonstration on the ETS, including telegram recording with the group monitor. For this, I have prepared a sensor and an actuator that communicate with each other, both secure and non-secure. But let me begin with an overview. What is KNX Data Secure? KNX Data Secure ensures the encryption of telegrams on twisted pair and also on KNX RF. So here, for example, on the right side, you can see two RF devices. One is the media coupler, and here we have our KNX RF sensor. And if we use KNX RF multi, then it's mandatory. For KNX twisted pair, like here, which is quite common used in the most devices, are connected here to twisted pair, it is not mandatory, but recommended. And in a KNX TP RF installation, you can have both KNX secure devices, like here the ABB Room Touch, and a plain device, like here a presence detector. Additionally, you can have here on top on IP the so-called KNX Net IP secure standard. So the communication here on the IP level is completely encrypted. A big advantage of KNX Data Secure is that the commissioning of the devices is secure. Now, when we make a download here from our ETS via the IP network or via USB interface, the communication here on twisted pair, the download of the parameters, the group addresses, and so on, now is also here encrypted. So no one can listen here to the download and can maybe manipulate or see here some data. Additionally, secure devices are protected against unauthorized programming. So if someone is here in the KNX line connected with his USB interface and he would like to override the existing ETS application, this is not possible because this is a secure device, and this secure device accepts only a download from this original ETS with all these keys and codes. And the KNX Secure is based on this advanced encryption standard AES 128-bit, here based on the ISO EIC standard. Now let's go to the basics of KNX. I hope every one of you has attended a KNX basic course and has learned about the structure of a KNX telegram. So a typical KNX telegram on twisted pair starts here with the control field, the information of the priority, for example, or it's a repetition. Then we have the source address of the device which sent the telegram on the bus. We have the target address, which can be a group address when we have runtime communication, or it can be also an individual address when we make a download. Then in the middle we have our address type bit, we have the hop count or former name routing counter, and here we have our useful data. So in this useful data part we have the command, for example a group value write telegram or group value read, and our data depends on the data point type. A 0, a 1, 156, or a 2-byte, 4-byte, 8-byte value. And at the end we have the check byte. So this is the structure of a twisted pair plain standard telegram. And now when we talk about KNX Data Secure, we have here this additional feature, that's the useful data. Here our information, the command, and our data, 0, 1, or the values, are here encrypted. So it means not a complete telegram is encrypted, only here this part of the useful data. This has the advantage, if this telegram comes to an IP router or to a line coupler, area coupler, that the coupler has not to decrypt the complete telegram because the target address here is plain, and then depending on the filter table, he can forward it on the other side, yes or no. So this is really the big advantage, that we have not encryption of the complete telegram. So also the source address is here plain. Later you will see it in the recording. But additionally, all this information, the rest of the telegram, our source address and the target address, including the address type bit and the length and the complete useful data, is additionally protected by the advanced encryption standard. So when all this the complete telegram comes with an additional extension, a so-called message authentication code. So this message authentication code is calculated from the values here in our telegram. So it means that also here our source address and target address is also protected in the telegram. So if someone manipulates this target address or the source address, this message authentication code no longer fits, and the receiver, the actuator, does not accept this telegram. So in principle, our complete telegram is here protected, and some parts are here encrypted. So due to this encryption, we have more information in our telegram. Remember, it comes here with this additional message and authentication code. The telegram is now longer, needs more information. This affects also our interface, like our USB interfaces and the IP interface, and of course our couplers, line couplers, area couplers. These devices must be able to process the so-called extended frames. These are frames with more information. So a standard KNX telegram can have up to 23 bytes, but this frame here is longer, and all these devices must handle the so-called extended frames, or some people say long frame telegrams. So when a hacker or someone who attacks the installation comes and start a group monitor, what can he see? An attacker ATS means some unauthorized people, installer or hotel guest, have access to the KNX installation. He has the ETS, but no original project, not all the keys and codes. So he can see, of course, in the group monitor, the secure telegram. Remember, in our telegram, we have the source address, the destination address. This is not encrypted, but he cannot see here our useful data. Remember, we have only our useful data here. This is encrypted. So he can see in a kind of type here, our command, he can see this is a secure telegram. By the way, all secure telegrams are here with a blue color, and the information, if it's here on or off, a 1 or 0 or a percentage value something, he cannot see, because this part here is complete encrypted. And on the second telegram here, this is a plain telegram sent from another device. Here he can see again the source address, the destination address, and of course the command and our information. So this is here difference between a secure telegram and our plain telegram. Then let's come to the ETS 5 or 6. Also the ETS 5 supports our KNX Data Secure. At first step is you have to create a password for the project. So when you start with a new ETS project and you add from the catalog a secure device, the ETS asks you for protection here of your project. This is mandatory, and afterwards you can add then the devices. And a secure device, if it's a IP, KNX and IP secure device or KNX Data Secure device, comes with a so-called device certificate. This device certificate can be maybe an additional sticker, like here, like you get it here in the room touch, it's a small sticker, or this so-called device certificate is fixed here with the sticker on the housing, like here of our bus couple unit of the new Dravion control element. Some devices have two stickers, like here this is a sticker with the QR code to read it in the ETS via the webcam, and here it is with the numbers and letters, and here is, for example, a second sticker only with the QR code. So what the installer has to do, he has to add this device certificate into the ETS. This is new with secure devices. So and after the commissioning, the device is in operation, it's recommended to remove these stickers with the device certificate from the device and store it safely somewhere in the project documentation for the end user. So after you have added this device certificate to the ETS, the ETS creates all necessary keys, passwords and codes and so on. For example, a tool key or a group address key for runtime functionalities. So, but what happens when you work with a separate, let me say, BMS system or visualization system outside the ETS? The visualization wants to also show maybe your status of your devices, KNX Secure telegrams, and then you can export in the ETS all these keys and codes in a file and import it then in your visualization or BMS system. And then your system knows, for example, the passwords for the tunneling connections and all these runtime keys for the group addresses. It's an easy step, export and import. So now when we work with Data Secure, we have to consider some points. At first, when we create a group address and we make it secure, so we link it to a secure device, then it can be only linked to another secure device. So one group address is linked only to secure devices. And a plain group address can be linked only to standard group objects. So we cannot mix that a sensor send a secure group address and link the same group address to a plain device. This will not work. If it's secure, then one single group address is secured from the sensor and to the actuator. So, and by the way, a secure device is also marked here with an X. Yeah, it can be an IP secure device or data secure device. You see here, this is the ABB Room Touch. You see here the TP. TP means this is a twisted pair device. S is for system. System, we use the ETS for commissioning. And X here, you see this is a secure device. So our KNX Data Secure is based on, let me say, 4 pillars. One is our data integrity. It means this is prevented that an attacker has no chance to manipulate data. For example, to change here individual address or a value. So this is not possible. Thanks to this message authentication code, the receiver, our actuator, can see that some data were manipulated, and then he will not accept this telegram and will not do this command. So this is the first, the data integrity. The next one is the confidential, that that's our useful data in our telegram is now encrypted. So the payload of the telegram, our useful data, cannot see if it's a 0, it is a 1, the command, group value right. So this is here protected by this confidentiality. So the third pillar is our freshness. And this is now new in KNX Data Secure. So in our KNX Data Secure telegram, we have another 6-byte information, our so-called sequence number. So, and the sensor sent a group address. In the group address in this telegram, we have the sequence number. And every time he sent a new telegram, this sequence number will be incremented by 1. So each telegram with the same group address is different. And the sensor, our actuator, accepts only a telegram if the sequence number is higher than before. So with this freshness mechanism, it is not possible to record a telegram with the group monitor and play it back. No chance to do this kind of attacks. You can see the sequence number when you start, for example, the group monitor and you record a telegram from the same sensor. Like here, blue, this is my ABB Room Touch. I have sent here a telegram with the destination address 1541 sent by my Room Touch. You can see here the individual address 3112, and when you go down you can see here the so-called sequence number. You see sequence number 19 blah blah blah, and it ends with a 11. Then I have sent again the same group address with the same device. You see here 3112, and when you go here now to the sequence number, you see sequence number 19 blah 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 12. So every time the device sends the same group address from the same secure object, this sequence number is incremented by 1. So the actuator always accepts then a higher number of the sequence number. And the pillar number 4 is our configuration. So for KNX Data Secure, we protect our devices with the so-called, factory default setup key. It means at first we make the secure commissioning. So on our twisted pair bus, we have download and of the individual address and application is secure. And thanks to this device certificate, which is a combination of a so-called factory default setup key, FDS key, and a serial number. So each device, secure device, comes with this sticker. You see it here on the ABB Room Touch, the QR code to read it in the webcam, or here we have the numbers and letters to enter it manually in the ETS. How? I'll show you later. So the first step is that the installer, system integrator, has to enter this device certificate into the ETS via the keyboard or via the webcam. And afterwards, the ETS creates the device-specific tool key. So it means the ETS creates per device another tool key. Like for this Room Touch, ETS creates a tool key. For the next actuator, another tool key. So all these keys are stored in the ETS. So then when we do the first download, this tool key is together downloaded with this factory default setup key into the device. And the device checks, yes, this is my FDS key, which I got in the factory, and it's the same like I got it here encrypted with my new tool key. And after the first download, this factory default setup key is never used. because all downloads, the ETS uses only the tool key. So only when we make a reset, then we need again this factory default setup key. And if someone comes with a attacker ETS and makes a download, the device will not accept the download, because you as a hacker, you don't have this tool key, which is required for the download. So, but now how to enter this device certificate in the ETS? So first step is you add a device from the catalog into your project, and then a window pops up adding device certificate. So you can do it via the keypad, like here for example, a keyboard. You enter here manually exactly this code, numbers and letters, or you do it via your webcam. So here you see then the camera of your laptop. You take the sticker with the QR code, and the ETS can read here this QR code and paste here then this factory default setup key, and additionally you see then here the serial number. Or you have, for example, a QR code scanner. It's also possible. So you can do it offline. For example, before you are in your office, you scan all these QR codes, and afterwards you do commissioning then on the customer side, but you need the same ETS project, because these keys are all in the same ETS project. So and after the first download, remember, this factory default setup key is no longer used for communication, only when you make a factory reset of the device, and then you need it for the first commissioning again. So additionally, you can skip this window when you paste in a new secure device, and afterwards you can click here on the button. So you select the device, click on the button, add device certificate, and a window pops up again. So here we see then the steps for the commissioning. So remember, at first you have the installer, system integrator. You have to input a factory default setup key in the ATS. We do it not via the bus, we do it via our keyboard or via the webcam. And then the next step, the ETS creates this device-specific tool key per device. And when we create group addresses, we link it then to our group objects. The ETS creates per group address so-called group address key for our runtime communication. So next step, we download or make the first download, the individual address to the device. The ETS starts the download, and in the download we have then the tool key encrypted with this factory default setup key. So our secure KNX device receives then the download, and he knows, okay, this is my factory default setup key, which I have here inside, and confirms the new tool key. And the next time when we make a download of the ETS application, or we change the group address, we change a parameter, we download again, and then the ETS uses for this download only this tool key, never again the factory default setup key. So you can take this sticker, for example, and put it somewhere on a sheet of paper for the documentation, or save it somewhere, this factory default setup key. So when you make a factory reset, then you need again this factory default setup key for this device. Then let's come to the ETS. Here's a screenshot of the latest ETS 6 version. Of course, you can still use ETS 5. So I have here my topology view or building view on the left side, doesn't matter. What we see is here a new column with security. You see here a blue shield. This means that we have here a secure device, or this device is working in the so-called commissioning, secure commissioning mode is activated. So here, this is again a switch actuator, the same, and here my device number 3 with the address 3123. This is a standard KNX device, a switch actuator, which is a non-secure device. So this is now new to see here the icon, it is a secure device. So on the right side, you can change here the secure commissioning of the device. You select here, for example, the room touch. You see here the address is number 12, and then we have here the settings for secure commissioning. And here you can change from default is activated to deactivated. If you say I don't want to use the device in a secure mode, and then you can deactivate it. But of course it's recommended to use here the secure commissioning. It means when you make a download, the download is secure to the device, and the device can also be linked with secure group addresses. So on the next page, you can see here the topology, or can be also a building view, doesn't matter, and the group addresses. How to link now group addresses. In principle, it's the same like a standard device. You select your device. On the right side, you see then your group objects. And here you have the group address objects, and via drag and drop, you can link then your group addresses. what is now new in a group address, you can define per group address the security standard. Like you select here, you click on one group address, 1531. It is selected here in the properties, 1531. And then we have here the settings for the security level. You see, default, we have automatic. Then we can say on or off. Automatic means when you create a new group address and then you link it here to a secure device, and then it becomes a secure group address with this additional blue shield. When you say on, and then you can link this group address only to a secure object, secure device, or if you say off, and then it's a plain group address, and then you can link it only to a non-secure device. So this is here new the settings per group address. I show it also you later in the practical demonstration. And here are some screenshots. If you say to a group address, for example, on, it is a secure group address. I have changed it from automatic to on, and I try to link this group address to other device, and then you get here a failure message. Yeah? Because it's not possible to link a secure group address to a non-secure device. So then we come to, let me say, a very important behavior of KNX Data Secure. Here on the right side, you can see two devices which are still in operation. I have here my secure control element, my room touch, for example. I have linked here group address 1541, which is sent to my actuator. It's here a switch actuator linked with the same group address. And this is now existing, it's in operation, everything is fine, it is working. So, and then some days later, the system integrator comes again and adds another control element in the ETS project, add it from the catalog, do the parameter settings, and link the same secure group address to the control element number 2. Okay, then he makes the download of the individual address and downloads the ETS application. But here in Data Secure, it will not work. Why? Because the actuator and the other devices must now know, oh, there is a new control element and we have to trust this new device. So because the actuator knows only the individual address of this device and knows only the sequence number of this device here for sending the telegrams. So we have to upload, we have to download again all existing devices which are linked with the same group address like here our new device. So the ETS helps us. When you go in the ETS here to the few search folders, we have here a subfolder download required. So in this folder you can see now two devices, which is our control element and our switch actuator. You see here the group addresses, the group address flags are here missing. So this is very important. In the ETS5, I think this name here of the folders is named modified devices or similar. Yeah. So, but this is very important when you add another devices with the same group address. Yeah. Remember, this is important for the authentication because the actuator must trust the new sensor. He must know the individual address and the sequence numbers of the group addresses. Good, and then we come to another strange behavior when we send group telegrams with our group monitor. So here you can see a screenshot. I started a group monitor. I enter here the group address 1541, which is my secure group address. I set here the value off and I press the button to send it then on KNX. Thus, what happens? You see suddenly 3 telegrams. Why? Little bit strange. At first, our group monitor, including our interface, which can be USB interface or IP interface, is, for example, a secure device, but the actuator who receives this telegram, my switch actuator, said, okay, you group monitor, including your IP interface or USB interface, I don't trust you. I don't know your individual address in my list. I don't know the sequence number of the telegram. So this in principle will not work. But the ETS has solved this problem by sending 3 telegrams. At first, the ETS now sends a secure telegram to the control element, which is linked with the same group address, 1541, like we see here, source address, this is the address of my tunneling connection, to my destination address, which is my control element number 1, 3112, including a command, function, property, external command, blah, blah, blah. Please send a group address in the name of the ETS. So, and then you see 3112, the control element, sends then my group address 1541 with exactly the value 0. And afterwards, the control element sent back 3112 to the ETS, to my group monitor. You see the target address 31255. Yes, I have done the job, everything is fine. I have sent this group address in the name of the group monitor. So this is a little bit strange, but I think it is clear that the actuator cannot trust here our group monitor thanks to our authentication. Good, then let's have a look on a download. Then let's have a look on the download. Here you can see a download of a secure device. We have here the telegram from the USB interface or IP interface here to our secure device, the room touch. You see blue highlighted, it means this is secure. And then back the information from the room touch to the USB interface is plain. But in principle, the download from USB or IP to my KNX secure device is here secured. What else we can do? We can do diagnostic. So when you read out the device info of a secure device, you see like in a plain device, the general information, the mask version, the manufacturer, order number, and so on. And what is now new that we have here, a chapter security. And this is chapter we have some information. The first one, if the security mode is on, it means the secure mode is activated, the commissioning of the device is secure, and we can link here secure group addresses. Then we have the so-called security failure counter. Here we have, for example, the value 17. It gives us the information that 70 times someone would like to have access to the device, for example, a download to read out some things, but this was not successful because this was an attack from outside. And we see here the last security failure. It means someone with the USB interface or interface with the individual address 11255 try to have access to the device, wants to make a download or to manipulation or something. So these are here security relevant information in the device info. Good, then let's come to an example. I have here on the left side the ABB Room Touch, a secure device with the individual address 3112. I have linked here a group address 1541 to the object send value. So when I press here on my button, he sent this group address with the value on or off on the bus. And on the right side, I have here a switch actuator 3116, also here in the secure mode. And I have linked the object, this group address to the object switch. So the telegram from the room touch to my switch actuator is now a secure telegram. And for an example, I have linked a second group address, which is plain, to my switch actuator to the object status. And I have linked it here to my status of the icon. So he receives the status via a separate object. Only example to make clear that a device can be linked to a secure group address and another group object to a plain group address. So not a complete device must be data secure. No, data secure is per group object. So now when you click here then on the button, you start a group monitor, then you can see here the first telegram, which is the secure telegram from sent by the room touch 3112 with the group address 1541. You see here the command group value right. We have here a new column. You see security. What is it? Oh, it shows us that we have here secure data, which is used here A and C. It means this secure standard here is A for authentication and C for confidential. So for the highest standard for data secure, and the data point type and the information. So we can see everything here in clear because we have the project with all the keys and codes. And the second telegram, which is for example then the status sent from the actuator back plain to my room touch, you see here is white from the source address switch actuator. Here the status sent back in white. You see here no security, no information about security. This is a plain telegram. This is here a typical example that a device sends a secure telegram and listens to a plain. But then let's come to a so-called attacker, or hacker. Attacker means someone who has unauthorized access to a KNX system, like a hotel guest. You're in the hotel. you have your own ETS, but you don't have the original ETS project with all these tool keys and group address runtime keys, nothing. You have no ETS project. So you can start the group monitor. And in the group monitor, of course, you can see the source address of all devices, the destination address. Remember, in our KNX Telegram, we have only encrypted our useful data here at the end. You see the hop count or routing counter, but the useful data here are encrypted. So the attacker or the hacker with his ETS, he has no chance to read here, for example, the status to see if it's on, if it's off, it's a 1-bit information, it's a 1 byte, no information, because here our useful data is completely encrypted. The other telegram, sorry, the 3116, this is a plain telegram. Remember, it can be, for example, the status 1542. You see here, we see the command group value right, and we see here our useful data, which is the 0. So this is here the difference when someone attacks our installation with his address. A secure telegram, no idea what is it, but a plain telegram, he can still see then the values. So when we talk about security, data secure, remember in our ETS, we have in the project details another tab security. So in the tab security, we have special, let me say, information about our secure devices. So at first you get here the list of all your IP or data secure devices which are linked to a device certificate. Like here you see then the serial number and the factory default setup key. You can also add here device certificates. So you can add here device certificates. You click here on the plus, on this plus button, and you can make also here an export of all these keys and codes. The runtime keys for the group addresses and so on, the passwords for the tunneling connections, when you click here on this button backup keyring. And then a new window pops up. You must protect this file here with a password, and then you can export this project on your hard disk, and you can hand it over to the system integrator who is doing then the BMS system or the visualization system. He can import this keyring, and then he has all required keys, codes, passwords in his system. Now what is also new in our panel reports. So you open the panel reports, you can create the reports for the complete building, group addresses per single device or topology, and we have here so-called project certificates. So when you click here on this button, you get an overview of all your project certificates. It means you get here the list of all your secure devices, IP and data secure devices, with this device certificate. You see exactly these are the numbers and letters you have on the device, and also here the QR code, the same like you have it on the device, plus the serial number, and here then we have our factory default setup key. So this is recommended for the customer documentation. Yeah, you can make a printout or PDF and hand it over, and then the customer has all these standard device certificates for maybe some updates or for further activities. So remember, these are, I think, really important information, security relevant information. So please keep it protected to the customer. And in the next submenu, project security, we get here the list of all our devices. Like here we have the IP router. We see here again the so-called tool key. Remember, the ETS creates per device a specific tool key, and the ETS makes the download to device with this tool key. So this tool key is here necessary to download the IP router. And you can see here this tool key in plain, and additionally here the authentication code. Here the tool key for the ABB Room Touch, the tool key here for another IP router, and you can see here also the passwords. Each single IP tunneling connection, like here we have tunnel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can see here then the password. And the same again, you can make here printout, can hand it over to the end user at the end, but keep it really protected, because this is here, I think, really confidential information. If someone has access to this data, he can manipulate or he can have unauthorized access. So additionally, on the next page, we have the overview of all our group addresses, including this group address key for runtime. Remember, the ETS creates per secure group address here a special runtime key, and this key is necessary to encrypt this group address. Good, then let's come to the line coupler, area coupler, IP routers. You have an existing installation with the IP routers or line couplers, and you add some data secure devices. In principle, no problem, because the line coupler and the IP router, they look on the telegram and checks if this group address or target address is, for example, in the filter table, or depending on the setting of the filter table block forward, he forward the telegram into the other line or here on IP. Because in our KNX Secure telegram, the target address is not encrypted. So there's no need to encrypt or decrypt and encrypt again, because the group address, target address here is in plain. The only thing is that these devices must be able to root the so-called extended frame format, or long frames. These are frames, KNX telegrams, with more content than a standard KNX telegram. And if a device can root this extended frame format, it is also able to root KNX Data Secure communication. And at the moment, our latest devices, the line coupler LKS 4.2, IP router IPRS 311, and the secure IP router 351, they meet these requirements. So we have not to replace the devices when you add now data secure devices. If you have former devices, so please check, or in the worst case, you have to replace then the IP routers or the line couplers with these devices here. And line coupler, you remember you have also the feature here to have a preview in the filter table. So when you click here on the line coupler or IP router, right mouse click, we have here then the button preview filter table, and then on the right side a window pops up and shows you all your group addresses which are added or calculated automatically to the filter table, or you add it manually. So then you see again here blue shield, it means this is a secure group address. Good, then let's come to a topic unloading. Maybe you have to unload a secure device, how we can do it. In principle, or each single KNX Secure device is able to be resetted to the factory settings. We have different possibilities. I show you now 3 possibilities. But after you make a factory reset, you need again this device certificate, the sticker with these numbers and letters and QR code for again secure commissioning. And if you lose this device certificate, you can still use the secure device, but no longer in the secure mode. You can use it only in the non-secure mode like a standard KNX device. So one possibility is you do this factory reset in the ETS. You click on the device, the topology or your building view, right mouse click, unload application and address. And then the ETS sends a command to the device. The device accepts this command because it comes here with the tool key encrypted, everything is fine, and the device will be unloaded and reboots with the factory settings. It's the easiest way. Or you can do this factory reset also on the device. Like here in the ABB Room Touch, you go to the menus, you scroll here, to the menu system settings, then you go to commissioning and to the sub-menu reset, and then we have here the button reset to factory settings. So the device makes a reset and reboots after per seconds. He is now in the delivery mode with the address 15.15.255, and you need again this factory default setup key for the first commissioning. Or you can do also a factory reset on the device, like here in the secure IP router. See here the secure icon, or here in a switch actuator, you go to the device, you disconnect KNX, remove KNX bus, you press the programming button, press and hold it, and connect again KNX bus voltage. So the device starts up, the LED flashes or goes on, it depends on the hardware or the manufacturer, and after 5 or 6 seconds you release then the programming button, and then the device goes back into the factory reset. He makes a reboot and has the default address 15.15.255. This is also here possible, but this can be the LED flashing or on, this depends on the manufacturer. So then let's come to some attack scenarios. Like here we have a hotel room, maybe a hotel guest, which I say is a so-called attacker, someone who has unauthorized access to the KNX system. He brings his own USB interface. he has his ETS, but he has no ETS project. So he can start a ETS, start a group monitor, and then he can see the traffic here on our KNX bus. So he can record the telegram. He can start a group monitor, record a telegram, and he can then play back the recording. But the actuator does not accept the recording. Remember, here the sensor sent a telegram with a sequence number. He switched on, and the next time he sent the same telegram with the same sequence number, this actuator said, no, the sequence number must be higher. So he will not accept this, let me say, playback of telegrams. Additionally, the ETS, you will see here a message pops up. The telegram sequence contains secure telegrams. Yes, okay. But note that replayed secure telegrams will not be accepted by the address device. Okay, when you click yes, the ETS sends the group monitor the playback, but the actuator will not accept it. So no chance to record and playback telegrams thanks to this sequence counter. So next one, the attacker here, he reads out the individual address of the device, and then he creates a new project, and he would like to make a download, override the existing parameters, group addresses. Not possible, because the device is still in operation and accepts only download with this tool key. Yeah, and he, the attacker, has no information about the tool key, and then it's not possible to download here a secure KNX device. So, or the attacker, for example, here tries to unload the ETS via the ETS, the application program and the address. So send here a command to the device, unload, no chance. Yeah, the device expect in this command unload address and application also this tool key, and the attacker has no tool key, no chance here to unload the device via the ETS. But what can the attacker do? He can go to the device and make this factory reset on the device, like I have shown you before. Yeah, then the device has the address 15.15.255. He goes to the ETS, creates a new project at the device with the address, link group addresses, makes a download, and next step, he's press here and send the telegram to the actuator. But the actuator said, oh, in this group address, there is not this group address runtime key, which is generated by the original address, original ETS. So this actuator will not accept this group address here sent by this device. Also, no chance here to manipulate or to attack our KNX installation. Or here, our attacker, he sent a command via the ETS, read out device info, yeah, or link group addresses, for example. Also not possible, because this device said, I'm a secure device. No one without this tool key is allowed to read out my information. Also protected. Good, then let's come to the practical demonstration. I would show you here a small project. In this ETS project, I would like to have a control element, here my ABB room touch, which send a telegram, a secure telegram, 1541 on the bus, a switch actuator. The switch actuator is linked here to this group address. He will switch on, switch off, and send back the status here plain. Only to show and to make clear that's possible that a device can send or can send a secure telegram and listen to a plain telegram. That really Data Secure is based per group address. So the blue one, 1541, is a secure telegram, and the 1542 is a plain telegram. So then please wait, I start now the ETS. So I've prepared here ETS project. The ETS project, I have here my IP interface used for downloading. It is downloaded, the tunnel connection, everything is fine. And you see the IP interface is a secure device, it is here in blue. So here in my project, I have ABB Room Touch, a device, but here it's a Data Secure device, but you see as default, I have changed it here. No, it's not default, I have changed it here to no secure mode. You see here secure commissioning is deactivated. It means I can now use the device like a standard plain device. I can link group addresses what I want. The device is not used in the secure mode. But of course, it's highly recommended to change it and to say, okay, now this is a secure device. I click here on the button activate it, and then you will see it becomes here again like the IP interface, this button to show this is a secure device. So then I can start here commissioning. At first, I would like to change the address, for example, to address number 12. I can write here text what I want, doesn't matter. And I can click here on the button Add Device Certificate. So let me show you the example. You click here on the button Add Device Certificate. The window pops up and the camera, webcam here of your laptop is used now to read the QR code. But I have started here Teams for this online meeting here, for this webinar, and now Teams blocks here this IP camera. That's why I cannot here show this sticker with the QR code in my camera. It's gray shaded. So the other possibility is I can here manually copy from my other file here this code and this so-called device certificate and paste it here. So when you have made an Excel sheet with all these keys and codes, then you can also paste it here. You see the serial number, you see the factory default key, and now it's okay. So you can see here also, here you see serial number is still linked here to device. This has also another advantage. Later we can make a download without pressing the programming button. This is also possible here with the ETS6. Okay, so for our sensor, and I would like to add also an actuator. So I click here on the button, pen or right mouse click, add a device, and I use here a secure actuator, for example here from the company Taven. Via drag and drop, I add the device here into the line. And now what happens, when you add from the catalog a new device, this window pops up, adding device certificate. Now you can also enter here then the device certificate, show the sticker into the camera, or copy and paste here, or enter it manually via your keyboard, and then yes, it's accepted. And you see here serial number 0048, this means here the manufacturer, which is here Taven, and click on the button OK. So I can change here also the address, for example to 16, and I give here a name, switch actuator. Good. And again, you see this is here the serial number. It means I have here linked this device certificate to this switch actuator. And here the same to my room touch. Good, and I close here my catalog. Next step is to create group addresses or set parameters. Let me set at first some parameters. Go here to the ABB room touch, our small panel. So here our room touch, we use for the settings the so-called device configuration app. We have here no parameters, we do everything here. Then I go here on my home page. I said I would like to have one control element, yes. And then here I have the list of all my control elements for blinds, for RGB, for dimmers, for RTCs, for audio control. Then I take here one switch, only easy function switch. I can enter here a name for the switch, which appears then in my panel, like reading chair. Okay, toggle on off, icons, yes, this one or this one. Yeah, I can select here different icons, and I would like to use a separate objects for status control. Remember, this should be plain. So then I see here exactly these two objects. One is the object to send the telegram on the bus, and the second object is here you receive then the status from the actuator. So it's the first, is the only one we have to do here in our room touch. And to see, for example, here this element, you can click on the button preview, and after some seconds a new window pops up. Where is it? Where is the window? Oops, again. Preview. Here is it. Sorry, you see then here the preview of this button. You see exactly here then the icon. This is the icon for off, and you see here the reading chair. This is the name. Good. Okay. Then I go here to the settings of the switch actuator parameter. It's a flush mounted switch actuator with inputs. I can keep all the parameters like they are. I don't use here block functions. Good, then let's come to the group addresses. Next step, we open the panel with the group addresses, and we create two group addresses. Here. So just the windows. So group address, main group liked, middle group living. I click on the button add group addresses. So I create here one group address with the name liked for my reading chair on off, and I create a second one for my reading chair with the status. And I start with group address 41. And then you will see here as default I get two group addresses. One is the command, the other one is the status on off. And on the right side you see as default the security settings here is automatic. It means when I link now one group address to a secure device, you see the ABB Room Touch is a secure device. I take now this group address and link it here to the object reading chair value sent. This is sent then on the bus. And then what happens, you see it becomes automatically here a secure object. And you see the group address here is also blue, the blue shield here. It means this group address is now secure. And I do the same. I link the group address again here to my secure switch actuator. And then you will see this object becomes secure. And this is now my secure group address linked here to my switch actuator and to my room touch. That's all. In principle, the same like before. Next step, I want to link this group address also to my switch actuator and to my room touch, the status, but this should be a plain group address. So I go here to the security settings on the right side and I change it here to off. I say no secure. You see off, and then I link this group address here to the object feedback, and then you will see it is still a plain group address, a plain object, like before in all other KNX devices. And I do the same in my room touch. I take here the same and link it then here to my object reading chair. Yeah, you see also here plain. So my group address 1542 is plain and my 1541 is secure. So this is only an example that it's possible that a KNX secure device can use secure group addresses with this object, and this object here is plain. If this makes sense, this example, I don't know, only to show you that it's possible. Per group address we can say secure or plain. Good, and the next step is, or if you try to link this group address here, a plain group address to a secure object, then of course you get here a failure message. So the ETS said, okay, there's a mismatch between secure and plain. Please don't do it. Good, then the next step is to make a download. You click here then on the device, on the room touch and on the switch actuator, and select here at first the interface, like here my IP interface, and then you say download individual address. And now what's new? At first you can do it like right from the beginning of the EIB KNX system. You can go to the device, press the programming button, or you can do it via the serial number. When you click here on the button use serial number, the ETS sends this 3112 to my room touch, because he knows exactly via this device certificate the serial number, and makes now connection to the device with this serial number and send, okay, your new address is 3112. So this is a new feature to make a download without pressing the programming button. If you have here, remember, this exactly serial number entered via this FDSK. Good, I have done this before because I'm a little bit in a hurry, some minutes after 4, but I would like to show you now the group monitor. I have still programmed these devices before the webinar. So I start now the group monitor and make clear. So, and now I press here the button of my room touch. What happens? You see here the telegram from my room touch 3112 sent with this secure group address. You see here security, data, the authentication and confidential, and transport means this information sent additional that it's via IP, that also the transport on IP is secure with the value on. And here the second telegram, here this is a plain group address. You see here no data secure, nothing. Or when I switch off, switch on again, you see always here in blue, these are secure telegrams. Oops. And if you want to see the sequence number, you see here the sequence number is 83. The next telegram sent by the room touch is 84, and the third telegram 85. Remember, sequence number is always incremented by 1 by the sensor. Good, okay, so far the group monitor. And also important, remember when you go here to the project details, we have here the device the securities parameter settings, and in the security you can see the list here of all your secure devices, including the serial number and this factory default setup key. And here to make a backup with the keyring with all keys and codes for your BMS or visualization system. You can also delete here some certificates if you select it, and additionally you can also add here device certificates. Different possibility to do it. Good. Okay, and do not forget to see these reports. So when you close here the window, you go here to the panel reports, and the panel reports you can make here export of your building functions, building, the group addresses, and now here new project certificates. So in this submenu project certificates, you get again here a list of all your secure devices with the name, the QR code of this device certificate, here the device certificate in number and letters, the serial number, and this factory default setup key. This is recommended to hand it over to the customer, to the end user, when you hand over the complete project details. And in the chapter Project Security, you see here all keys and codes, the tool keys per device. You see this is here the tool key for the commissioning of this room touch, for my switch actuator, for my IP interface, and the passwords here for the tunneling connection. And at the end, we get a list here with all our secure group addresses, like here, my reading share, including this runtime key for this group communication. Good, so far, I think I have to come to the end of my presentation. I would like to say thank you for your participation, and I hand over now to Thorsten.
Thank you, Jürgen. Thank you for this great presentation, but not also demonstration. Yeah, Jürgen and me, we discussed a lot about this topic. We tested a lot, and finally we found out that the KNX organization did a good job. So we think it's a good solution right now. Of course, it's some additional work if you need this, but keep in mind that with KNX Data Secure, you don't have to make every communication secured. You can limit it to the most important one, whatever it means. And as mentioned, more and more products are now capable to do this, also in ABB, of course. And yeah, together with KNX and IP secured communication, I think we are on a good level now with KNX for the next future. Allow me to show my final slides. As always, we have seen a lot about KNX Data Secure, but there are also some more, let me say, information available on the KNX homepage about secured KNX projects, installation, whatever it means. We discussed it already a bit in the beginning, but keep in mind that you find a so-called position paper solution, KNX Secure solutions, and also a checklist. And also our KNX IP topic we mentioned as well at the beginning, together with our secured IP interface or IP router. There exists also a webinar with all this information like today. So, and everything on our training qualification database, and we have also a YouTube channel with all these recordings of our numerous sessions we have done in the past as well. And also, of course, this session will be stored there very soon. Allow us to come to the end here a bit later than planned. Hope to see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye. Ciao.